In this class, we're going to start laying down on our backs. We'll do an assessment, and then the movements we'll be doing be mostly laying on our sides. So I recommend having a support for under the head because we'll be laying on the side, and have additional height if you've got some sore shoulders. So on the shoulder you're laying on, if you need some more height underneath the head, or any kind of support, or you can do this sitting up. So just see how it looks when I'm doing it on my side. All of these can be done when you're sitting in a chair, but it's really nice to be laying on your side because you can really relax the body. So see if that's something that you can accommodate. So a pillow for the head, and some people don't like to have their knees together. It feels uncomfortable for the hips, so perhaps a little spacer for between the knees when we get to laying on our sides. So I'm thinking 2 blocks, or maybe even a blanket or a rolled up sweater for between the knees if you're needing that. Let's start on our back. So just come down and we'll completely lay out flat. So the head's on the ground, maybe the palms are facing up. And once you're settled here, feeling the back body, then you can allow one leg and then the other leg to come out flat, straightening out the legs. So notice what you can notice in the body. Taking a few moments to connect with your breath and see where your breath moves in the body. So we follow in this random way wherever the breath moves, and just stay as the witness to the body. And then gradually you can start to focus. So where you might have a sensation, it's like you're applying or activating breath awareness into these locations, filling out areas of the body that may feel like they're too strong, or areas of the body that have a really weak signal or communication to the mind. A few more moments of breathing and noticing and directing your focus. Now specifically focusing on the sensation of the shoulder blades in the ground and the sensation through the muscles beside the spine, and the sensation of left and right sides of the pelvis in the ground. And then bend one knee and bend the other. And let's come on to the side, creating the pillow. I'm going to vary it slightly with my arm because I need to have the space for my lower microphone. So I'm going to have a little bit of a variation here with my arm underneath it. What you would like to have is maybe this bottom arm coming straight out from the shoulders. Okay, so let's just hope that the sound quality is still quite clear. So coming onto the side, having the knees bent, stacking the knees together. And like I said, you may wish to have a block between the knees because it makes it nice and easy and sweet. We want the thighs to be more perpendicular to the torso, so not way down here. We want them a little bit higher here because it stabilizes the back of the pelvis. So let's just see about that. So we've got the position, the right angle at the knee, taking this top left arm and just having it easy on the side of the body with the palm facing down. I'm going to have my eyes closed through most of this because it helps us to really come into that kind of drishti sense of the internal space where we feel the interoception of the body. So we have proprioception, which is like this external place of how we're moving outside, where we are in relation to our atmosphere, whereas this is the atmosphere inside the body. So when you close the eyes, you can often access it a little bit more easily. So let's just have the eyes closed. This left arm just relaxing. Notice. And now we're going to rotate this top arm back. So we'll start with the shoulder blade going back. So the left shoulder blade goes back and you feel it snugging into the spine, and then allow the arms to rotate so the palm faces up. Feel a squeeze, 1, 2, 3. Come back and release and relax completely. Start with the shoulder and see if there's a different angle. You can go back, squeeze, let the arm follow. And as you do this, you might feel like maybe the shoulder blade goes back and a bit down. And then come back and completely relax. Maybe it goes back with the shoulder, the arm follows, and it's a little bit up. So we're looking for different angles each time we go back. Feeling different muscle groups being activated and then completely released. So continue this another time, shoulder going back. And you can allow the low back and the upper back to arch slightly, understanding this is a shaping that can create a back bend. And release. One more time, going back. Maybe making a little bit of a back bend, just if it happens spontaneously. Come back and release completely. And this time we're going to start with the shoulder going forward. So again, we lead with the shoulder going forward, and it turns so that the palm faces up. And you create a bit of a convex shaping in the back body. A little squeeze. Come back and release. Lead with the shoulder going forward. And a slightly different angle. And release. The shoulder going forward. Rotating the arm. A little bit convex at the back, so that means that the lumbar is moving back and the middle back is moving back. It's plump back there. And release. And again. And release. One more. And release. Relax completely. Okay, so now this time we're going to contract the shoulder up towards the head, and we'll see what it feels like. If we want to, we can lift the head towards it as well. Unless you're having a lot of tension, we might be having a lot of tension and you might want to still just keep the head relaxed. So let this just play out. Okay, so scrunch the shoulder up, the head and ear meet, and down and relax. Come up at a slightly different angle, scrunch the ear up towards the shoulder, and completely relax. And again. And relax. And again. And relax. One more time. Scrunching, gathering, and relax. And then just rest. Feel what this feels like. Okay, now for this one, we're going to feel the armpit and the hip on the left side. They're going to gather together. So we're going to gather the armpit and the hip. And you'll feel a little bit of a lengthening on the left side of the neck. And relax. And again, slightly different angle. And relax. And again. And relax. And again. Feeling the hip coming up to the armpit as well as the armpit going to the hip. The length at the side of the neck. And relax. One more time. And then relax completely. Now let's just draw some circles just with the shoulder. So keeping this left arm on the side of the hip here with the palm facing down and just drawing some circles around with the shoulder going in whichever direction just spontaneously happens. Okay, one more. And then relax. Other direction. And then rest and pause. Roll over onto your back and we'll assess. You can straighten the legs out or you can keep the knees bent. Okay, we're going to roll over onto the other side. So remember that we've got the right angle here with the legs and with the shins. Propping the head up with its pillow. I'm doing mine a little different so that I can create some space for both sides of my microphones. Okay, so let's just pause on our side. So it's now the right arm is the top arm. And just let it rest. And then lead with the shoulder, turning it back, and the palm rolls up. And relax. Goes back, and just keep remembering to find a slightly different angle each time you go back. So just go back at your own pace now. We're imagining doing 5. Remember to pause. And we'll have 2 more. And to see if it makes sense that when you roll the shoulder back and the arm turns, and that the lumbar and the upper back and middle back become a bit arched. And relax. And one more. And pause and relax. Okay, we're going to roll the shoulder forward. So remembering that we lead with the shoulder and we let the arm go, and it's going to be a convex or sort of like a rounded back. So the shoulder goes forward and the arm turns so the palm faces up this way. And relax. And again. Slightly different angle. And continue on. And the last one. And pause and relax. And then let's shrug the shoulder and the head lift. And relax. Different angle, shrug, they gather. And relax. Shrug and gather. Relax. And again. And relax. One more time. And relax. Now we'll anchor the armpit and this right hip, and so the right hip tries to lift as well as the armpit anchors down to it. Okay, and we feel the length through the sides of the neck, finding different angles as you can. So we target different muscle groups with repatterning this kind of amnesia that we might have in the body. All right, so let's anchor. And release. Anchor. And release. Anchor. And release. Anchor. Release, and one more. And release and pause. And let's just draw the circle. So we'll do 5 going in whichever direction you start, keeping the palm facing down. All right, come back into neutral and just pause. And in the other direction. And relax. Roll back onto your back for an assessment, because it's where our brain gets to feel the sensation and the repatterning in the mind and the body. So straighten the legs completely out and just pause here, feeling the sensations. Sometimes there are little like internal movements of of energy in the body, and you can feel this when you pause. Okay, let's just bend one knee and then the other. And then bring the knees in towards the chest. Hold on to the knees and draw circles, holding the knees together, and just draw some nice, easy, round circles. Back in the center and pause. And then the other direction. And then come back into the center and pause and just loosely hold the legs in any way. Maybe you're holding the backs of the thighs, or maybe you're holding onto the shins. So let's finish with a piriformis. I want to call it a gathering. I don't really like calling it a stretch so much, because sometimes the stretch reflex is just tightening the muscles rather than creating some space. So let's just take the right ankle onto the left knee and feel the sensation of the sitting bones gathering up and in. The lumbar goes down, and just with your muscles, just bring the leg in to where it can come. Maybe it can come in fairly far. I have a certain flexibility that lets it come in a little bit far. You're energetically moving this right knee away. The left knee is trying to come in. So we want this shin to imagine becoming parallel. But if this knee is just farther in than the other knee, that's okay too. But just allow the sensations of the back of the pelvis to become very acute. So we feel both sides of the back of the pelvis, and we go down with both evenly as we gather these into the chest, gathering the legs into the chest. So both shoulders down in the ground, tuck the chin slightly. And then take that bundle of legs away, left foot down, right foot down, pause. So when we gather the muscles towards us, we work on lengthening the backs of the muscles, and just the muscles that we need for gathering in, we employ those. So let's just take the left ankle onto the right knee Feel the suctioning of the sitting bones gathering in and up. Lumbar stays down, chin tucks in, and just feel the gathering of those legs in towards the chest. Just where they can come, and we have to deal with the emotions and the physicality of the body. Feeling the pubic bone and the low region of the belly like they're gathering together. Feeling the thighs like they're trying to come to the chest. Moving the left knee away a little bit. Not a big argument, but that's the direction. Connect the lowest front ribs, snug down and into the ground. Balance both sides of the pelvis. Feel them down and even in the ground. This is a bit of an active place. Even though it's passive because we're on our backs, we have the active quality of the body bringing flexibility naturally rather than stretching a muscle to get there. Okay, let's release the bundle of legs, right foot down, left foot down, and just pause, take the hands to the abdomen. Have a few moments of breathing in the belly. Allow the breath in the belly to expand in the belly or the abdomen, and then start to expand up into the back of the chest and the full chest cavity. Exhale chest, exhale belly. Inhale belly. Back of the ribs going down as you come into the whole chest expansion. Exhale chest. And down to the low belly, and just pause. Breathing naturally. And we can stay like this for another 5 minutes if you'd like. Feeling the effects of subtle movements in through the body. Namaste.